it's Sarah here. One of the best things we can do for ourselves to help us get a good night's sleep is to spend a few minutes of the day relaxing the body. We can't help it, life is busy and we do build up spot areas of tension, and if we don't release those spot areas of tension, it can stop us from falling asleep, because if our body's not relaxed, our mind isn't going to relax. So this sequence, I'm doing it on my yoga mat, but you can actually do this in bed if you want to. So as I go through, I will show you modifications that you can use if you are doing it in bed. So we will need equipment depending on where you are. If you're doing it on your mat, 2 yoga blocks would be quite useful, plus a couple of pillows. If you're doing it on your bed, don't worry about the yoga blocks, it's not necessary. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to grab those and then I'll see you on the mat. Alright, let's get started. So as I said in the introduction, all of this sequence can be done lying on your bed. So you can do it in your PJs and just crawl under the covers when you are done. There is, I think, only one pose where I will need to give you a little bit of a modification if you are off the mat. So let's get started. So the first one, we're going to come into all fours. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Start to claw the mat, gently hug the backs of the upper arms. Stay connected through the toes, and let's take it through a few cat-cows from here. So as you inhale, we're going to take the tailbone back, pull the chest through, and then as you exhale, curl the tailbone down around the spine, push the floor away. Inhale, coming back to cow pose. So this is such a lovely pose to do any time of the day. It's particularly good when we're winding down, because it will just help release any areas of tension in the back. And you can play with this. You don't have to do standard cat-cow. You can wave it a little bit if you want. You can move a little bit forwards and back. You know, get creative if you feel like it. We are going to take 3 more breaths, so I'll let you stick with the variation that works for you tonight, or whenever you're doing this. Okay, last one. And then from there, we're going to take it into child's pose. Keeping the arms straight, we're going to come forward, and you might have to adjust your stance a little bit, coming into, it's like a modified up dog. And then we're going to exhale, come back into child's pose, and then inhale, come into that little back bend. So this is just going to add on to the cat-cow, just to help soothe out the back, open up the chest. A little bit of posture reversal or improvement. We're going to do one more. Let's try and keep your breath really nice and smooth and relaxed, because that will help relax your body and your mind even more. Alright, coming back to all fours, we're going to step the right leg forward and Scooby-Doo the left knee back a bit. Coming into a lunge and hamstring stretch combination. So on the inhale, we're gently just going to let the hips dip to the floor, and exhale, pull back. into that hamstring stretch. So as you're doing this, and I know it's very, very hard to do because we're focusing on the lower body, but do try and plug the arm bones into the socket so that you're not scrunching your shoulders up towards the ears. That will just help to melt the tension away. You don't really want to add any tension in. You want to melt the tension away from the body. And the shoulders is of course one of the areas where we hold a lot of tension. So, and getting ready for night time, you want to invite that area to soften and relax. Okay, let's do one more round. And then from there, we're just going to walk towards the back knee. And as you walk towards the back knee, spin the back ankle so it's in line with the knee and stretch out the opposite leg. And then we're going to bring ourselves carefully up for some side stretches. So gently push down with the straight leg foot, push down with the knee. And then we're going to inhale the right arm up and then exhale, take it up and over. And then inhale, reach up, and then exhale, up and over. So this is going to stretch out the side body. Another area that can get a little bit tense and grumpy. Alright, we're going to do one more. And then we're going to breathe and hold. Maybe turn our chest a little bit towards the sky. One tip, if you're feeling a little bit of a grumpy lower back, just come slightly forward if that feels more comfortable, and that will stretch out, in particular, a muscle called the QL, which in our lower back can get a little bit tight and frazzled. And of course you can move between the two. We'll take one more breath. Come all the way up, bring that right hand to the floor, lift the left arm up and just stretch the opposite side body. Plug the arm bone into the socket, gently push away with the bottom, finger pads or the palm. Lovely, and then we'll just scooch forwards very carefully. And then we'll swap sides. So we're going to take the left leg forward, and then we're going to inhale, drop the hips, exhale, come into that hamstring stretch and just ease in and out. And you probably noticing I'm not really counting repetitions. I'm going to leave it up to you. Do as many as you need to do to feel the benefit, to feel a sense of release, a sense of softening in the muscles. No right or wrong. And once you've learned this, you can, you won't even need the video, you can just go through it, modify, change. Alright, okay. So let's do one more. And then we're gonna turn again. So I'm going to turn around, otherwise you're going to see the back of me, which might not be that helpful. So we're turning to the opposite side. I'm going to stretch out. Back leg and come up, and then we're going to reach the left arm up and take it over and then bring it up. So opposite side. Really take your time with this, because then you'll be able to feel where those areas of tension are. And you can slow down. Use your exhale as an invitation to release. Right, one more, and then we're going to hold it. And then if you want to, you can play with the position. So you get the stretch in a slightly different area of your lower back. This one will target the QL. This one will target the side body a bit more. Lovely. Okay, and then come up, bring the left hand down, right arm up, take a stretch in the opposite direction. Again, play around. Where do you want to be? Where do you feel the most release? All right, and then we'll scooch back to the front. Scoot back to all fours, and then we're gonna come to a seat. So if you are on your bed, you might want to sit on a pillow. In fact, you might want to sit on a pillow if you're on your mat as well, just to give you a bit of lift. But we're going to come into Janu Shirshasana. So I've got my right leg stretched out and my left leg bent. And I'm going to sit nice and tall. Take a moment to connect to my breath. And then I'm going to slide the right arm down the right leg and then reach the left arm up. And exhale, take it into a side bend. And again, just like we did with the kneeling gate pose that we've just done, play around with where your top arm is. You get a different area of your back. So this is going to help to open the hips. Open the back. Open the shoulder. All right, from here, we're going to face the straight leg foot, and then we're going to come into more of a hamstring stretch. Again, plug the arm bones into the socket. Forward bends are incredibly helpful for soothing the nervous system. Right, bring yourself up, and then we'll swap sides. So we'll take the left leg out, right leg in, and sit it up nice and tall. Let's take it into a side stretch first. So just sliding the left arm down the left leg, coming into that nice side bend. Right, and then coming into a forward fold over the left leg. Right, and then bring yourself up. Right, coming into the last setup. And this is where I'm going to use a couple of blocks. If you're doing this in bed, then just lie down on your bed. Alright, you don't need the blocks at all, but you might want the pillows underneath your knees. So if I show you the bed setup first of all, you're just going to get comfortable on your bed and bring the soles of the feet together, and then The thighs are going to rest against the cushions, and your arms can be out, or you can rest them on your belly. So this is a restorative tailor pose. If you're on the mat or a firm surface, then the bricks can be a nice addition if you want them, okay? Again, you know, if you feel this variation is not what you want to do, then just you can lay directly on the floor. So I need to change my hair a bit, otherwise I'm not going to get my head on the block. So the block underneath the head is at the highest height. The block under the shoulders is at the medium height. If that feels too much, then just go down a notch. So this one becomes the lowest level, and then this one becomes the next one up. So I'm going to stick here for this variation. The outside of my thighs are resting on the cushion. Now this is really, really important. You don't want them hanging in mid-air, otherwise they're not going to relax properly. So this is our last pose. It's going to open up the shoulders, the chest area. It's going to open up the hips. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. We're going to do the 10-breath meditation whilst we're here. So you simply count your breaths up to 10. So an inhale and an exhale is 1. Carry on till you reach 10. And then if you get to 10, you start back at 1. So we're going to hold this shape a little bit longer than the others. Let your breath be easy. Really focus on looting out the rib cage. So the inhale, think about your rib cage moving gently sideways, backwards. Now help you breathe with the diaphragm. And breathing with the diaphragm helps to soothe the nervous system. Another thing you can do here is make your exhale last longer than the inhale. So for example, you can inhale for 4, exhale for 8, still counting those breaths up to 10. We're just changing the length of the inhale and exhale. And this is where I'm going to leave you. You can stay in this pose for as long as you like. And if you're in bed, all you need to do is gently come out when you're ready, get under the covers. If you're doing this pose on the mat or on a carpet, then when it is time to come out, give yourself permission to do so very slowly.
knees to chest, and then roll over slowly to the left or the right, and gently push yourself up with your hands. Please avoid rocking up to sitting, because this will wake up your nervous system too much. We really want to keep it nice and quiet. So at this point, I wish you a good night.